What's up, everyone? Good afternoon to Asad, double A, and to everyone who is joining over here. So I'm glad to see you once again. And let's wait for a while till other participants are joining up. And then I have a very good news for everyone related to our WhatsApp group finally. So we are going to talk about it all. But let's wait for 3-4 minutes till all the students join up. Good morning. Please, I have still not been able to install my Kali Linux DT. No worries, DT. We are soon coming up with a great amount of supports. Hello, Saksham and friends. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so till the time you may start your Kali Linux machines. And today we are going to learn about the Linux. And yes, I know it does not shows the cybersecurity yet, which is the reason how we have came up with a new kind of solution related to it. Just give me a minute. I believe I'm receiving some problem due to lights. Give me a minute. I'm coming back. All right, everyone. So yes, unofficial cybersecurity group. It's unofficial cybersecurity group. Let's see what we have. Okay, so can we create a WhatsApp group among us? Hello, Saksham sir. How to know it is update upgrade, because terminal suggests me sudo apt update and I got everything installed. Yes, if everything is installed, then I believe it's working fine completely. So let me go ahead and share my screen with all of you, and then I'm going to take all of your questions, and then we are going to get started with today's session. Okay, a quick Q&A. Okay, here it is. DT, it was live colon, and then this was the ID actually. Okay, so all the chats are here. So let me take them one by one, and then we are going to get started with today's session. Okay, so having problems regarding the upgrade, Kali is crashing during the upgrade, tried repository method and still facing the issue. If your Kali is crashing up, that means you gotta have to install your ISO once again. So it could be problem that way. Does this course only helps how to do pen testing, or does it also help us to develop or kills avoid attacks blue team? No, we are not covering the blue team part in this course. For a better approach, you can go through the curriculum. Can we create a WhatsApp group among us? I have a +1 for that, and I'll be sharing you the WhatsApp group link in a while. So make sure you just join that, and then we will be able to communicate with everyone super easily. Okay, this I have, I'm unable to see you or hear you. I guess you guys are able to, hear and see me. But how will we get Contacts? That's a great idea, Pratik. Today, create WhatsApp group and we all will join. Let me create and share for this. Iron should not be objectable. Yeah, create group someone. It's unofficial, no problem. Yes, unofficial cybersecurity group. He already, okay. Section, better to create a Telegram group. If any person exit unacceptedly, can get previous data without any loss. Think about this. Where we have to paste this Kali Linux dot paste this. You can take a backup, Rohit. You don't need to paste it anywhere. It's just for the backup purpose. My Kali Linux is showing April 2020, which is yeah, it's updated. That's okay. PPT is still not uploaded. Okay, I'll tell them to upload the PPT today. Hello, sir. This is my first. Will it be okay? Vivek Modi, I guess you're my old student. I'm blurredly remembering your name over my Instagram channel. So yes, that's okay. You can check out the recording of last 2 classes. We haven't yet covered much, so you can definitely get started. Yes, I can see you and I can hear you. Sir, I want to do web application pen testing for my application. Will you teach now? Yes, definitely. Web application pen testing is going to be taken in a very much detail. So definitely. Crystal audio and Crystal video. Thank you for appreciating our quality. Sir, I'm able to get wireless option after selecting bridge. I'm not able to get wireless. That's okay. Just go ahead with the bridge mode and see if the internet works. Any folder you can save Kali. Samir Menon is already okay. So this PPT is already updated. Okay. Sir, I was not able to find Kali Linux 23, which you have installed. That's okay. But I guess yeah, if you must have visited kali.org, then I believe it should be there. So I think it's the high time that I should give you the good news about the WhatsApp group. So we have already created a WhatsApp group that you just need to join, and you'll be happy to see that. So here is the WhatsApp group that I am giving you the link, since everybody is telling me about it again and again. So which is why I'm taking this risk to tell you and to give you the WhatsApp group. But make sure you don't disclose my personal number anywhere, and make sure you keep everything till you only. So that would really help me out. This is the #1 priority. Just don't disclose my contact number everywhere, but definitely you can ping me up anytime, and you can just stay active onto the WhatsApp group. So here's the WhatsApp group. I hope everybody is able to get this WhatsApp group. Just give me a quick response. I hope everybody is able to get this WhatsApp group. Yes, finally. Okay, so the first thing, go ahead and join this group as soon as possible. Thanks for trusting us, sir. That's really great to see you all here. Okay, seems like everybody is joining very quickly. So you have 2 minutes to join it. I'm again sharing you the link if my chat has went up. So you can go ahead and join it. You have 2 to 3 minutes to join, and then then after this you can just put up your queries for next 2 3 minutes, and then we are going to start a very cracking session on Linux today. All the fear that you have related to Linux will be all sorted out here. Okay, so people are still joining the WhatsApp group. Do that as soon as possible, and then we are going to get started. So finally, I'm pretty sure you must be happy to join the WhatsApp group. And this is something that I have done because I actually wanted to increase my support. If I'll have a better handholding with all of you students, then I believe we'll be able to deliver a much better result. So make sure you just don't misuse it, and nobody sends any kind of meme and these kind of things over here. Just put up your queries here. That's it. No political post, no spams, no cross selling, nothing at all. Okay, and you also have Mukesh Kumar Rao in this group who will be helping you out for solving all the questions. So that's also a great thing out there. Sending you the WhatsApp group invite one more last time, and then we are going to start today's session within like next 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so let's get started with the Linux session, since I'm not, getting any kind of doubts in here into the chat section. Already done with your Linux crash course? Are we going to do more on Linux? Not really, but yes, you can just have a look at here. If you like it, then you may proceed with it. But yes, today we are going to do a complete crash course of Linux. And apart from that, we are going to set up the burp. And I'm pretty sure that today we are going to go in a little bit of more speed. And today we are also going to cover all the modules of burp suite, so that we can actually jump onto the ethical hacking. And I can actually show you about the requests that we were discussing yesterday. So I'll try to show you them practically live in front of your eyes today. So make sure you keep your eyes open, and please give the coder community URL. It's codecommunity.io, but my group is not visible there, which is why we have created this WhatsApp group on the crazy demand that we were getting over the chat sections. So I hope you guys are happy now after getting this WhatsApp group. All right. So how do I install my Kali? So DT, now you have our WhatsApp group. Today, you just have a look at this class. After this class, you can connect me on WhatsApp. Have you joined the WhatsApp group, DT? So we can sort out all of your questions there as soon as possible, and we stay active 24/7 mostly. If I don't sleep, then I'm going to reply you all as soon as possible onto the WhatsApp group, and it will be very easy for you to, some people were texting me on LinkedIn. Some people were texting me on like Instagram, email. So it could be like a one-way communication, so which will help me as well to solve all your queries into a super fast speed. All right, so now let's go ahead and learn about Linux. How to resolve Ranjit. Okay, 192.168 is not recognized. But this is not a command, I believe. 192.168.1.5. You gotta have to put ping before you go ahead and ping for this IP address. Ping and then write down the URL. Okay, so let's get started with the Linux today. In order to know about Linux, it is really important to know about Linux because, when you'll get to know about Linux properly, you'll be able to use it properly, and you'll be able to figure out that what kind of services that are there. Sometimes you go ahead and you ask that what is like net services, what is tunneling, and these kind of stuffs are there, and they really help us out to go ahead and crack a lot of bugs in there, which is why we recommend learning Linux in this case. So as you can see that today we are going to get started with the Linux fundamental course. So we are going to take this session for like next half an hour or 45 minutes. This is going to be a practical session, and then I'll be taking all of your doubts. So look at here very carefully and try to understand things as soon as possible. And this PPT will be uploaded into the community section. So you don't need to worry about the community thing. So let's get started. So, what do you think about Linux? When we talk about the Linux, there are few features which are way ahead than Windows, which is why we usually use the Linux because, its architecture is super cool. That is Debian architecture. It keeps on, updating and upgrading everything on time to time, while in Windows, you get a lot of hassle for that. And here into the command prompt, you just need to write apt-get update and upgrade, and you get the updates. That is happening because of the architecture. Like there are two kind of architectures, like it is the Debian one and other one is the Ubuntu one. But the Debian one is better one because they have the library over the network, or you can say they have the CDN, that is content delivery network. You must have heard about CDN. CDN is nothing more than a library with a set of a lot of packages in there. So you have that package into the Debian library. Like I told you, the packages, that's the key in Linux. Then you can create a lot of shells as well in Linux because, if you will just have a look at today's session, recently I was working on creating some kind of shells, and I was able to create a lot of shells. So today I'll just show you these kind of shells that can be made under the Linux. The process is super smooth in Linux because, firstly, it is open source, and secondly, it is lightweight, and thirdly, it is economical friendly, which is why the processes are super smooth and fast in there. In most of the tools, people don't usually make the GUI, that is called as GUI. Some people call it as GUI, which is one of the reason why graphical user interface is not there, and you just have the command line kind of tool, and then you are able to run it very easily. Why not to use Linux? You don't have any reason to not to use Linux. Okay, and then you have a permission architecture. So today we are going to learn that how you can set up the permissions in Linux, because in Linux you can set up the really good permissions out there. Everything is super open. You just go into the command line and you set the different kind of permission. Just for a quick refresher, though we are going to do the practical of it, but you can say that there are a lot of permissions involved into the Linux, like read, write, and executable. These are the three main permissions there in Linux, that is read, write, and executable. So it is a very good architecture to define these read, write, executable architecture into the Linux. And now if we talk a little bit about the history of Linux, that how it was born and how it came up into the market. So let's have a look at the history of Linux. So Linux got started in 1980. Yes, some people are sending about the permission WRX, RWX, but there is a much better way to give the permission rather than RWX or WRX and these kind of things. So we are going to read about that practically in some time, but let's just cover the practical part for a while, and then we are going to get started with this practical thing over there. Anyways, so Linux got started in 1980. People started working on Linux projects, and there was a lot of hackers that were coming up into the MIT's AI lab community, and they were actually trying to figure out that there could be something that is called as hacking. Hacking wasn't even invented at that time. So if you're right now if you're investing in hacking, then I believe it's a very good, and it's a primitive time. It is not that matured. There are a lot of programming languages that came up a little bit earlier than these kind of things. But yes, this is the primitive time. People are realizing the worth of cybersecurity day by day. So there was a fall of MIT's AI lab hacker community in 1981, which is how they discovered into the lab that there could be several false outcomes that a server can do. And if you can manipulate a lot of functionalities, then you can get those faulty outputs. It went under the development, and in 1984 there was a big revolution when RMS quit its job at MIT to work at GNU. Now what exactly the GNU or GNU? Can anybody tell me that? Just give me a quick response. What is GNU? How does it sounds like GNU? GNOME UI. Compiler? Okay. Getting some responses. Give me a quick response about GNU Linux variant. Licenser. Who else? Flavor. Okay. Who else would like to give it a try? Okay. So kernel, no, not at all. Software collection. No, not at all. No, not Unix. Yes. No, this is a good reply. Not Unix. Distribution, utilities, distribution. Okay, I'll just clear up your doubts. Earlier, Unix operating system was quite famous. And later on, they wanted to come up with something called as GNU, or you can say GNU. Now, this name comes up from the sound of this, you can say this animal who gives the sounds like GNU, right? So this is what, the founders of GNU actually figured out, that we are going to give the name of this thing with the name of the sound of this animal, that is called as GNU. So this is how this animal keeps on communicate with each other. They are mostly distinct now, and they only wanted to come up with something called as not Unix. That is why the full form of GNU is not Unix. Here G is silent. That's why everybody. That's why I've been calling it like GNU, not GNU. Right? So make sure you, whenever you go in any kind of interview and these kind of things, then you mention them that G is silent here and it is not Unix. So that's what the GNU is. They came up with this fundamental. They came up with this fundamental that, we want to give something free to the community. So in order to come up with a collection of free tools in an operating system, GNU came up. Right? And there were a lot of revolts that were coming up while creating a GNU, and then the RMS started happening, and they were working on Emacs. For a very good demonstrative video, you should go on to this resource that I've taken out for you. Okay, so here in this video, you'll be able to understand that what actually the GNU is, and the amount. Guess there was a little bit of glitch that we have just seen. Is my voice audible again? I hope you were not getting that irritating sound. I apologize for the system hang. Okay, so I was just telling you about the video that I was showing you up that was related to the GNU, and you can go ahead and try www.gnu.org, and this is a very small story of like 3 minutes 10 seconds. So I'm just going to give you the link of this URL into the chat section. Okay, so this is how they came up with a operating system that only has the free softwares. and they came up with this concept of free concept, which is why people called it that there should be a need of something that is called as open source. And they started working on this foundation, that the free software foundation. It was created in 1986, and the Linux came up into the game then. And they always wanted to keep all the tools for free related to any kind of thing over there. But then later on, a lot of computer related companies were coming up, and a lot of big giants were also coming up where they were charging for each and every single thing. And then later on, the story changed when Red Hat came up. So the research were going on from 1987 to 1989, and into the 1990, Cygnus support first corporation for free software business that was formed. So they introduced a lot of tools that were helping out in creating a good business, generating leads and these kind of things. But it didn't came up, and it did not took much of the hype. And one of the major founder of GNU is Richard Stallman. Richard Stallman came up with this theory of open source. So that was also integrated with GNU later on. And then in 1992, the gang of 4 developers, X386, came up. So, a lot of people were coming up into the market to give people a lot of things for free of cost. But even after giving a lot of things for free, they were not surviving into the market, because ultimately they were getting out of resources, which is why they were not getting highlighted much. 1991 was the time of revolution, because Richard Stallman and these people were working to give people everything for free. But till the time of 1990, they were not able to serve much to the society. And in 1991, Linus Torvalds developed a free kernel that is called as Linux. Right. So Linux is not at all an operating system. This is something that I wanted to tell you from quite a long time. Linux is a kernel. You see, into the Android as well, you get the Linux kernel into your Android phones. So likewise, you need to understand that this is a kernel that we are working on, because when you'll go into these kind of examinations and interviews, they'll definitely ask you some of the fundamentals. So this is something that you should take care of. And in 1993, Ian Murdoch starts the Debian project. Now, the Debian project has helped Linux quite a lot, that I keep talking about, that you get the libraries and everything in a very quick go with the Debian project. They started it, but it wasn't going well until some time. But later on, they developed it. Like in today's date, Debian is super updated and it was developed well. In 1993, it was going well. Everything was going well, but Linus Torvald and these people related to Linux, they were not able to, get the corporate use of these operating system, in which Red Hat took the advantage of that. They came up with a company with an operating system named as Red Hat, where they asked people to install the Red Hat to the corporate level, and all of their systems will be connected to one system. There could be a good monitoring level on that, and they can create and host a lot of server into the offline network, or you can say into the internal network of the corporate systems. If there is anything wrong with any system, the system admin can fix it within a single go with the help of Red Hat. So which is why Red Hat came up. And then the Apache was formed. They started a project, a group. Apache group is formed, making to start the Apache project. So Apache was then formed, and then the first Red Hat Linux distribution came up into the market in 1995. And then this thing was going on, and the Red Hat was charging people very heavily, and the corporate people has to give that fee out there in order to use their operating system. Red Hat is also following all the things related to Linux, but it is the you can say the paid or the premium edition of that, with a lot of more powerful things related to Linux. In 1996, the start of KDE GNOME project using a non-free binary library came up, when things started taking the main revolt with the help of GNOME project again. In 1997, can you imagine, in the 1997, Miguel de Icaza started the GNOME project, and with the help of GNOME project, a lot of Linux flavors started coming into the market, and the noise was coming up super loud, even if the Red Hat was launched. the Ubuntu or CentOS, you must have been thinking about doing the courses related to Red Hat and these kind of things, RHCE or RHCSA. These are the different certifications that are provided by Red Hat, and a lot of people are doing that. And it is also helping people into the Kubernetes and basically the DevOps and these kind of things. Docker and these kind of things were also introduced by them, which is why it was super fine and super amazing. But they were not allowing anyone to give the trainings onto the Reddit, since they came up with their own certification program, which is why there was the initiation of GNOME, and in 1998 the Netscape released its browser source code, marking the start of Mozilla project. So in 1998 there was also a very big open source project that you guys still use, Firefox, which is why I recommend Firefox to everyone, because into the Firefox you will find a lot of good tools related to hacking as well. I never use Google Chrome for hacking. I definitely use the Mozilla Firefox. There are a lot of reasons beside that. You'll figure that out while completing this course. And also today we are going to do a quick configuration of burp suite. So over there as well, we are going to configure the burp suite within the Mozilla Firefox as well. So it will be a great idea that if you don't have Mozilla Firefox into your system right now, then go ahead and install it. In 1998, the term open source was also coined, and in 1999, the Trolltech released the Qt under the GPL. So this was a quick story of Linux. Apart from this, the main turn came up when Linus Torvald came up with a lot of more good things like Ubuntu. So what he did, he created this open source first of all, and secondly he bought all the features, like he developed all the features that was there into the Reddit Premium Edition, which is why a lot of people are doing training on Ubuntu these days rather than Red Hat directly. And a lot of people are doing that into like CentOS as well. CentOS is also very good to understand Linux onto the corporate standards. So this was the quick history about the Linux. And later on, after Ubuntu is an operating system. Yes, definitely Ubuntu is operating system. And later on, this also reminds me of another incident. I read it about the articles because a lot of people in USA realized that they are going to get a free operating system, which is why the crowd was gathered right outside the company of Microsoft, you can say. And all of those people were looking to get the refund for a Microsoft operating system that they have paid the hefty amount for that too. In some countries, people are still using the pirated versions and all. But into the time of the starting as well, from the starting time, a lot of people are using just the genuine Windows only, which is what everyone recommends. Mac OS played with a very good strategy that he was giving operating system inside the machine. So he was taking the cost of that operating system when people buy the Mac OS systems. So this was a very good move played by Bill Gates, a very neat move. And that was much better than the move taken by Bill Gates and their organization. A decade or so later, Richard Stallman started working on GNU. GNU is not Unix project. The GNU is kernel called Herd, which unfortunately never came to completion. GNU General Public License, GPL. Yes, now GPL is what is running right now. That is General Public License. All the new tools and all of these new inventions are coming into the GPL now. That is General Public License. So I'm going to share you this resource. You'll be reading this quite a lot. A young fellow named Linus Torvalds started developing that we know today as Linux kernel. So this was a quick history about Linux. Now you see a lot of flavors of Linux, right? So you have PC Linux OS, Mandriva, Debian architecture, you already have it, CentOS, Ubuntu, OpenSUSE, Linux, and even apart from this, there are a lot of good flavors of Linux like Mint, and all of these are the distribution of Linux. They are not Linux, They are the distribution of Linux, because like I told you, Linux is a kernel. Linux is not at all an operating system, and all of these things are the distribution of Linux. So this is something that you need to do, that you need to know and you need to do. Okay, so better to go with community version of Mozilla. Yes, definitely. Fedora. Yes, Fedora is also one of the very famous one out there. But my favorite one is CentOS. And after that, I recommend Ubuntu. And after that, I can recommend Fedora as well. EC2 is good. Parrot OS. Yes, a lot of people are using Parrot OS for hacking. Okay, and what does the kernel do? That's an interesting question. So basically, kernel is the mid layer to make your applications interact from the hardware. That's what the work of kernel is. And I also have a detailed video on what is kernel on my YouTube channel. So I will be giving you the link of that, so that you can just take a very detailed study about what exactly the kernel is. That is a very good, quick 6-7 minute video that you can watch later on. And make sure you open up the text documents side by side, and then, just keep on gathering the links that I keep on giving you over the chat sections. So I'm just gonna write what is kernel, and then section the computer guy. I hope. Okay, so yes, we have got this video here. I look quite young, and it was something that was recorded like 3 years back. So you can have a look at this video. I've got pretty good views in here. Okay, so this is a video to understand what exactly the kernel is. So these are the different distributions of Linux. Now there are a few more things that you need to understand. The architecture of Linux. So basically here you will understand that what is the basic layer of kernel that is doing over there. So you have this hardware in here. Into the very primitive layer, you can see that you have the hardware where all of your devices are connected. For example, your printer, mouse, monitor, keyboard, speaker, and these kind of thing. Apart from that as well, you have a lot of ports inside your operating systems. Like I just now, I showed you into the yesterday's class, practically, that how does the Mac port actually looks like. And this kind of things are there. Yes, Pratik, earlier I was recording the videos in Hindi, but now I've switched to English. So I believe it will be a really good one. Okay, so these kind of hardware were there, and these hardware needs to interact, somewhere, right? So you have this shell over there, you can say. So in this shell, you can install any operating system, right? So your operating system is installed in this shell, suppose, and you have the kernel here. So what this shell will do, this shell will help to interact all the hardware. This is the kernel that is helping out all the hardware to interact with the shell, that is the operating system. So that is done with the help of kernel. And then your operating system will give commands to all the applications that are running inside your system. So this is the basic hardware layer of any kind of machine or system or any computer, you can say. So this is what actually the work of kernel is. And then you have some of the major things that you need to understand, like some of the major things like kernel, system libraries, system utility programs, hardware layers, shell. So whatever I told you just now, whatever I explained you, that is written in systematic lines over here. So make sure you just read them once. But I just now told you the concept of shell, kernel, application, hardware, and utilities. So how they are interacting with each other, that is written over here, right? So I'm going to give you the resources. You can go through these kind of quick definitions as well, and make sure you just read them once. It will help you throughout your life. And it is definitely going to give you a good head start in order to understand that how things are getting interacted with each other. Now, what is shell, terminal, or you can say bash in Linux? Now, into like we were already interacting inside our Linux operating system related to shell, terminal, and bash. So that terminal thing was bash, or some people call it as terminal, or some people call it as shell. Like you get the shell, basically you see the output and you handle the process with the help of shell, terminal, or bash, whatever you say. They are the same thing. Like you get the Python shell, if you remember, right? So what is that Python shell? That is helping you to execute the processes, you can say. So this is the major work of shell. In Linux, some people call it as terminal. Some people also call it as bash. This is also introduced in PHP or any programming language at all. Okay. So like I told you that this is what the shell is. Now tell me, is there a difference between shell and command prompt? Give me a quick response. I've also shown you this, but not right now. Just tell me a quick difference between shell versus command prompt. Windows versus Linux. There is no difference. Shell gives more independence to users. So basically, the shell is not giving the more independence. It's open source. That's why it is giving more independence. They are one another the same. Shell, terminal, bash. Seems like you are, putting up a lot of concentration on my class, which is why you are now able to answer the questions in a correct manner. Shell means partial privilege escalation. Yes, this is something that I love. Both are terminal, but shell is powerful and comparable to PowerShell. Yes, that's right. So yes, they are. There are not much difference, but let's have a look at a few differences that we have listed. That CMD is the command line for operating for Microsoft Windows operating system, which we have just now mentioned. And the PowerShell is a task-based command line interface specially designed for the system admins. So this came up because of the .NET framework. There was a time when Windows was doing the publicity of .NET framework like anything. A lot of people have learned that because it was introduced into the curriculum of colleges and these kind of things as well. But here is a quick guide that I wanted to give you. A lot of people, a lot of big tech giants like Google and these people are introducing a lot of programming languages like Golang, Dart, Flutter, but make sure you don't get flown away in their publicity, because they are big players and they are coming up with a lot of promotions of their programming language. So which is how the .NET came up. But when PHP and these people came up, SQL database came up, then .NET wasn't much used. Bash is a command line and scripting language for most Unix Linux operating system. That's what we have guessed earlier upside some moments back. The generated output is in the form of characters. PowerShell treats input output as an object. You enter some kind of command, or you enter some kind of command that is treated like an input. You get the output. He's not saying that it is an output. He's saying that it is an object. As simple as that. Like CMD, Bash also treats input and output as text structure. So they are coming out in a text structure. CMD uses a text-based command line interface, right? We all can see that it is a text-based, but PowerShell has more interactive graphical command line interface. So they have just given the graphical command line. That's the only difference. Bash has a simple user interface that is also text-based like CMD. So you won't be able to see much of the difference, but I'm just going to point you out a little bit of differences, which is what I have collected in this resource. It comes as a default program in all Windows operating system. We all know that. And in Windows 2007 and above, PowerShell is a built-in program. Before that, it has to be installed as a separate program. But we all know that they were promoting .NET in a full-fledged way, which is why they started giving it as a built-in program. So this keeps on happening. They do the mergers with big tech giants, and this is how later on into the mobile phones, you were saying that you are already getting Spotify app or maybe Netflix app. So Yeah, this is one of the trick that how they are playing around into the market. Linux and Unix system mostly use bash, and it is used for the first day in Linux and Unix operating system. So this is also the same thing. So there are very slight differences, not much differences, but very slight differences are listed here. So you can check out this resource later on, or you may just watch my recorded lecture again. Okay, so there is something that we need to know, that is called as, what is graphical CMD line? You just get the graphical interface in that. You say GUI or graphical command line, that is the same thing. Okay, so what is graphical command line? ZSH command line, sir. Where are you updating course notes on dashboard? I guess yesterday's PPT wasn't uploaded, which is why I'll prompt them to do that again. But the PPT of the first class must have been uploaded, and the PPT of this will also be uploaded again. Today we have a very good resource of like 24 pages. So this all will be recorded. No, sir, is for what DT? Just give me no PPT yet. Can't you see the PPT of first session? Just give me a quick response. If not, then I will look into it. Some says yes, yes, available. Some says no. Yes, we can see. Vishnu can see. Madhusai can see. And some people say, oh, this is not possible. You know, if it is available for one guy, then, you know, yes, we can see PPT of 20th June is there. See, they are also giving you the link of PPT under resources. Yeah, for the first, not for the second. Yes, sir, available into the resource section. So make that's okay. You must have skipped it while while visiting the dashboard, but you can definitely check it out again under the resource section. You'll be able to find the PPT of first day, and in this, I'll ask them to upload the PPT of second day and today's day all together. Click on the resource tab for each video. Yes. Okay, so here is something that we need to know. This is this is super important out there. I'm just going to show you the practical of this, because today we are now starting the practical of Linux. So let's get started with this. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you the file architecture of Linux, which is quite important out there. And just have a look at this. This is how I was creating a lot of shells, C99 shells, and you manipulate them under the JPGs and PNGs. Anyways, so now we are going to show you the architecture of these, you can say. Okay, so this is the file architecture in there. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so this is the architecture of Linux. So when you will, today I'm going to assure you that even if you have a 1% of fear related to Linux, it is all going to get out today after this class. But make sure you give a good concentration over here, and whatever I'm teaching you, you pay a good attention over there. Okay, so yes, I can see a lot of new participants are here, and in case if you have missed our WhatsApp group, I am giving you the link of that WhatsApp group again for the new users. So make sure you just this is the link that I've given. So make sure you go ahead and join that for the quick support. So this is what we have sorted out. Since not everyone was getting the quick support, like DT wasn't able to get a good support in there in order to install the Linux. So DT, do you have WhatsApp? Just give me a quick response. Because yes, this is here in my mind that if your Linux is not yet installed, then definitely it's one of our responsibility. So make sure you DT, make sure you just connect with us over the WhatsApp after the session is completed, and then I'll help you out in installing your Kali Linux. Okay, so let's get started. Now you can see that you have a root architecture, right? So people say that never ever go ahead and hinder the root user, because you have all the permission into the root users. So make sure you just never hinder the root user, because there is one thing inside the root user, you have all the files, right? So if somebody gets access to the root user or to the root, then basically your whole operating system is gone, right? Which is why people say that keep a very good care of the root user and never really reveal it to anyone. And if you are doing a very usual work, then definitely you are going to not going to log in as a root. Make sure you log in as some other user. So here are the different places that you can see in here, but I think I would like to go in computer. And there is one more thing that now you can see a lot of things right here. etc, home, like all of these things are right here, right? See inside the root, like when you will just click on computer, is it visible to everyone or is it clear to everyone? So this is what I have opened up. So this is the root file, right? All of these are the root file. I'm going to show it to you once again. So when you will go into the places, when you will click on computer, you will see a lot of files right here. These are the files related to root files. Now you can see there are bin, like it's here, bin, boot, Dave, etc, home. Exactly, it's right here, bin, boot, etc, home. And then you have lib, that is 32 and 64-bit is right here. Then you have media, mnt, right? I hope you can see this right here. If you will see this practically, you'll be able to understand the file architecture of Linux pretty well. And there is a reason behind making these kind of, folders inside a Linux machine, because here you don't get the drives. Like you get the drives into the Windows operating system, like you get the C drive, D drive, but there is nothing like that in Linux. There is an individual folder for all the operations, or if you are going to install anything, or if you are going to configure anything, they are meant for that. Like whenever you install and do any kind of thing like that, that goes in opt. So you can see the opt is also right here. So you can see that all of these things are right here. So serve, temp, usr, var, so these kind of things are right here. Okay, you're welcome, Munir. Sandeep says when to log in for root, sir. That's okay, you can log in anytime, but I just told you the precautions that you need to keep as a root user. It's local user with standard permissions. No, okay, that's okay. Sir, later on, this is something that I'm expecting on our WhatsApp group as well, because a lot of people are just helping each other out. And this is what I told you into the starting, that we are going to act as a team. We are definitely not going to act as like somebody giving us the questions and queries and only I'm replying over there. That is not going to be like that. And if I like somebody's work, then definitely we are going to take care of him with a lot of different other surprises. So make sure you keep that spirit up and make sure you help each other out into the WhatsApp groups as well. And though I and Mukesh are definitely going to be there to help you out, but yes. Okay, so inside the USR folder, right? Next, we are going to hunt for USR folder. So inside the USR folder, you can see a lot of different folders like bin, include, live, and sbin. That's all you have, games and these different things. I was doing something over here, so which is why these folders are there. But into a fresh Linux machine, you will see only these folders, bin, include, lib, sbin. Into the var, you can see cache, logs, pool, and temp. So you'll be able to see the var folder as well. So if you want to check out the cache, or if you want to check out logs, it's really important to check out the logs in here, that who has opened up, this is what I've been doing, system logs are right here, Mac changer log, user log, you can say, are right here. So it is really important to keep an eye of log, because sometimes if you're feeling like somebody else is taking the access of your operating system, or somebody else was using your operating system in your absence, you can definitely check that out anytime into the log. No theft or no criminal has escaped the methodology of logs. So yes, that's where you find the log into the where folder. Where to find this option, places? Which option and places? Cynthia, would you like to please elaborate to your question? Okay, then you also have spool and temp, that is your temporary files. They are also there into the var folder right here. Here is your spool and here is your temporary files. Like, iter DNS, I was doing something with itercap. I mean, I couldn't find this place option itself. No worries, Cynthia. Root is not opening. Oh, how is that possible? Root is not opening. Whenever you go into the places, okay, whenever you go into the places, you go into the computer, and this is what you call as a root files. Yes, this is also one very good thing. While if you want to use a root user, or if you want to log in as a root, then there is this command that is called as sudo -i, hit enter. Right now you can see that I'm logged in as a user of Saksham, right? Saksham at the rate of Kali. This is what it is showing us right now. But okay, I'm just going to close this operation. So look at here very carefully. So whenever you want to log in as a root, while you don't log out, right? You don't log out. Then what you do is that what is the difference, sir? The difference is that you get a lot more privileges into the root, because like if you talk about the permissions, you don't have much permission into the user that is created, but you need to keep this in mind that if you're logged in as a root, then you have all the permission of this world into that user, right? So sometimes you gotta have to run the command in terminal by using sudo. What is that sudo doing? That sudo is making you to log in as a root, right? Yes, like administrators in Windows, exactly like that. Means sudo -i, yeah, they are also same, but sometimes it happens that you need to fire a lot of commands related to the authentication or regarding changing the permission, because you won't be able to change the permission as well when you're logged in as some other user. For that, you gotta have to run that command with the help of sudo, and then you write the command. But in some of the cases, you don't like to write sudo again and again, right? So in order to log into a terminal, like suppose this is a fresh terminal. By the way, you can open up the terminal into as much windows as much you want, or like you can just open up the new tabs as well. So this is a quick trick that I've been following. So root is like a super user. So you're gonna write here as sudo -i. I'm going to hit enter. It is asking me for my password. So here I hit the password, and now you can see that I'm logged in inside my terminal only, not from the outside. Just for the terminal purpose, I have logged in as a root user. Earlier, I have logged in as a Saksham user, right? Okay, so there is a little bit of discussion going on into the chat section. I guess everything is sorted here. All right. So this is how you log in as a root. Is that understood by everyone? Just give me a quick response. That's how you log in as a root. All right. So now you have a lot of more things that you need to understand, because I just gave you a quick overview that what is inside this folder, right? How to exit from root. You just simply close the terminal. Like I told you that it was just a session of terminal, right? So when I just go ahead and open up my terminal again, you can see that it's Saksham @Kali. So basically what you are doing, you are just opening a session of root inside the terminal only, right? So this is what we are doing with the help of sudo -i. How to log into root directly? It is not recommended and not allowed as well inside inside the Kali Linux these days. Okay, so Yeah, so I'm going to log in as sudo -i. Sorry, not one, it's -i, because I don't want to get irritated again and again while telling you a lot of commands, because again and again I'll have to write for sudo again and again. So I don't want to write sudo again and again, which is why in most of the times, or into the most of the cases, I always go ahead and log in as a root. Now you can see that there are a lot of things happening in here, right? So I'm not liking a lot of text that is right here into the command. So I'm going to hit a very good command that is called as clear, and everything is cleared right here. Okay, so people are talking to each other quite a lot, but that's okay. I'm also liking that because they are helping each other out. So, okay, you need to concentrate here a little bit more. So now I'm going to tell you about the uses of these folders. I gave you the quick overview that where everything is situated. Now, what is inside those folders and what they are meant for, right? So bin is used for essential user command binaries. So whenever you find any, fire any commands, then they are, set it up and host it up into the bin folder. Boot keeps your static files of the bootloader. Like you see the grub bootloader, that is also a part of bootloader. So these kind of files are right here into the boot folder. Like we have always heard that Linux is an open source. Now, open source means that any file related to operating system, whether it is a bootloader file or any kind of file that is kept inside the Linux in a free open way, you can edit it, you can change it, you can modify it according to your wish, which is why they have kept everything over here. If you go ahead and insert any device, and if you take these kind of files related to device, then they are into the dev folder. Etc hosts the specific system configuration. Home, you keep the user home directories. A lot of users are kept into the home directories only. Lib is for the shared libraries in Linux. Stream lag in. Is streaming lagging for everyone? Just give me a quick response. I've got this feedback. Okay, so a lot of no's, which means the stream is working fine for everyone. I believe you need to check up your internet connection, or you just hit a reload. Sometimes this happens. No big deal. Okay, so then you have the home for user home directories, library for shared libraries, you have media for the removable media, and then you have MNT. Sometimes you mount a lot of files that are already there. Sometimes because if any one of you have tried my playlist on how to make Kali Linux full screen, then you will understand that how to mount certain lines, right? So these are the mounted file systems. Then you have OPT, that is for suppose if you install, or like if you install Apache, or if you install like XAMPP, VAMP, or LAMP, or anything like that, that will be installed inside OPT folder, right? Then you have SBIN for system binaries, SRV, the data for the service for the system. You have the temporary files like I've showed you earlier into the TMP folder. You have USR for user utilities and the application, whatever applications you are installing, they are going inside the USR. And then you have proc named folder that will give you the information of the ongoing process that are going on inside your system. Like you have the task manager into your Windows, like that you have proc, that is process information. You can get that from the proc folder. So all of these folders are right here. So this was about the directories and the folders, but let's go ahead and jump into the real stuff. Like, this is something really important, right? So there are a lot of things into the Linux, like wildcards, how to run a job into the background, how to run two scripts at a time. There is something also called as tilde, and star thing is also there. So I'll make you notice one very good thing out here. So you can see right now the tilde is here, right? So can anybody tell me what does this mean? You can also take a quick guide while answering the question of this cheat sheet that is there right in front of you people. What does this tilde defines? Home directory. A lot of people are saying home. Just give me a quick second. I guess my laptop has lost its battery. Okay. Some people are saying home directory, some people are saying users directory, and some people are saying root directory. Which one is right? Just give me a quick response. I think home and root is same. Yes, they are pretty much same. PWD, home directory of the user, all right. So the finest way to know where I am right now is ls. When you hit ls, then you can see, okay, these are some of the exploits that I've configured. But right now you can see that I am inside a folder where I have kept my, these kind of things. But I think I would like to go with this thing once again. Okay. So pwd itself is a command. Yes, pwd is also a good thing out there. So pwd stands here for present working directory, right? So you can check out the ls thing as well. So you can see that right now I'm inside the root directory. So this is the sign of root directory, or you can say the home directory. They are same. So when you have tilde over here, you can say the tilde is right here. That means right now you are into the root directory. Right now what you can do, you can catch any directory with the help of cd command, right? You can go into that directory, you can give the path of that directory. But now there are a lot of other directories as well. Right now I'm inside the root directory, but then you have this star as well. You don't see the tilde all the time. Sometimes you see the star as well. So can anyone tell me that how to go in this directory from the root? cd/root. cd, only cd will work as well, right? ../ now hold on a second. Now all of these commands are right. This is what I wanted to tell you. cd is also right. .. Pratik has given the answer. .. Now what this .. is taking, it is taking you a level up, right, to the next level. Suppose you hit the back command, which means you go a level back, right? But when you want to go a level up, then you go with .. So here's a very quick fundamental behind this that I wanted to clear you up. So because this is also going to come up, and this is going to help us into an attack that is called as LFI, local file inclusion. So here you can see, if you want to go ahead one directory, like there is an option to go back and forward in Windows. You don't have that option in here, right? So you go a level up directory by this, and if you want to go a directory level back, if you want to go back, then this is being used. Now what is this defining? That you're not writing the name of any of the directory right here. You just want to go a level up, which is why you have kept dot, and then you are defining that I want to go to the next directory, which is why you have / after two double dots, two dots you can say, and these dots are defining the X here, right? And if you want to go just a level back, that means you want to go back one directory. So this is your directory and you want to go back. That's why you use both of these signs, right? So this is also, if want to 2 level up, yeah, this is also right. You can also go with 2 level ups like this. But in this case, this also comes up with this attack that is called as LFI, that we keep on with a guess methodology, we keep on hitting. If you have a lot of more directories or levels into your server, we keep on hitting this command when we get the access of the shell of any server. So this is one of the attack of LFI, but we are going to read about that later on. Right now we are just clearing up this fundamental. I just wanted to give you a quick head start about that attack. So this is how you go ../, but you can also go with CD/home, right? So let's go ahead and try that. CD is to cache the directory, and then go ahead with the home. So when you hit enter, then you can see that I am inside the home directory, right? What is inside my home directory? I'm going to go with ls. Now you see all the commands in Linux are just the short form of their big names. They are not hard commands, right? So when you want to list anything, you go with ls. Like you want to list what are the different directories are there inside that folder, you go with ls. But when you want to catch any directory over there, then you go with cd. That is again a short form in order to catch the directory, and then you write the name of that directory, and then yes, you are inside that directory. So these Linux commands are super easy right there, and you can also go with cd tilde to go there back. So this is okay. list equals to list ls. That's pretty much right. Okay, so a lot like Python, hidden files. Yes, exactly. Okay, you can also show up the hidden files, but we are going to take that later on. So this was about the home directory and the root directory, and about the stars as well. I told you while running, wildcard, we are going to read it later on, but they are basically there to ignore all the other commands. But we are going to read the wildcard later on. But right now, yesterday also I showed you that, when you will hit end or end operator, then you will be able to, just update and upgrade the machines at the same time, right? And then you have the special characters for the crystallography programs as well. So this is what they were telling, backcode, backslash, but these are the scripting kind of stuff. So we are going to take them later on once we clear out our fundamentals. Okay, so you can see that you have this / root. This is what we have explained just now. And if you want to catch the home directory, you can go with pwd as well. And then you can, just catch any folder right there. So this was the quick command. And you know what directory is. I hope you guys know what directory is. Yes, regex is a very good technology out there. I just cannot live without regex and moon. Okay, so what is directory? Tell me quickly. DT, I'm looking to ask this from you. What is directory? Not showing you the answers, just give me a quick response. DT. Okay. Okay, so I was waiting for the response of DT, but now DT, look, you're a little slow. A lot of people have already replied, but I'm happy that you at least replied, which means you are able to understand that what is going on here. So directory is like a folder. This is pretty much right. And you can say, you say folder in Windows and you say directory to that folder thing into the Linux. That's the only difference, right? So now you can easily catch the directory. So basically you are going inside that folder to hit that command into the terminal. That's what the directory is. So when you want to catch any directory, you just write the cd and then space and the name of that directory, and then you will be able to catch that directory over here. If you feel like you're lost into the terminal, then there is this very good trick of pwd, that is present working directory, and you'll be able to see that where I am. So you can see that right now I am into the root folder. You can also go with ls, and you can see that what I have kept inside my root folder. So there must be a folder or file named as SA or section. So yes, this is what the directory is. So now, do you guys wish to get this cheat sheet? This is a very good cheat sheet, and this is the updated one. So I was actually looking to make a complete video on that. By the way, I've got like around 1.9 million, or I believe it should be like 2 million views now for the Linux video that I've made. So would you like to try it now, or you want me, or you want to try this at your home in a in a homework, you can say, because we have to cover the burp suite modules as well today. So better make a video on it. HW homework. So this is what I'm getting most of the response. I'm gonna show it right in front of you so that you don't say that I skipped this part. Okay, so see, everybody says homework, right? So we are going to give this as a homework, and now you know you don't need to feel alone at all, since now everybody has joined our WhatsApp group. So I believe you will be doing that, and if you face any problem, then feel free to put them up exactly like there. In case you have missed the link of our WhatsApp group, I'm just going to send that to you again. Where can I find this cheat sheet? You can find this cheat sheet. Can you copy paste the link of cheat sheet? So there is no link for the cheat sheet, but I'm going to ask my team to upload it straight away right after the session. And I'll ask them to upload the session as well. So you can try this cheat sheet over there. So you need to try all of these files, right? They are the really good files. You have the basic commands, then you have the commands related to file permission, then you have commands related to network, which is also really important, because sometimes you just restart your network and you do these kind of things, then they are really good enough. Then you have the files, you have the commands related to file management, file compression, file editor, utilities, how to make the directories, how to remove the directories, and then you have file utilities over here, and you have a little bit of scripting as well. In this case, you can also monitor the memory and process as well, disk utility command, and the miscellaneous commands like pwd, and all of these things are right here, right? So I think the concept of permission is important, I believe. That is that Okay, file permission is here. So I believe file concept of file permission is little tough. So I think I should explain you the file permission here, and you can try all the things later on. Is that good? I believe we are not looking to create a shell right now, Ayush, but in upcoming time. Okay. So everybody is saying yes for this. Yes. So, if you won't be able to set up the permissions in Linux, you won't be able to install a software, which is why I believe it is really important to, set up that. But right now I am looking to take a quick 5-minute break, since my battery has also died up. So it's 4:19 right now. It's the time right now. So we are taking a quick 10 minutes break. Till the time, you can definitely go ahead and try out these things. Then exactly at 4:30, we are going to get started with the Linux permission commands. And then we are going to jump onto the most happening one, the one and only burp suit. So I'll see you again exactly at 4:30. And I'm just going to write that. Okay, we are taking a quick water break of 10 minutes. I'll see you all again at 4:30. All right. So how to check the version, hyphen version. Okay, so I'm taking a quick 10-minute break and then I'll see you again exactly at 4:30. So make sure you just don't sit in front of the computer. Please, that's a quick advice that I want to give you. Go ahead and take a water, sit for a piece like 10 minutes. Don't do anything on computer. Just take a quick break. It will help you to ease up your mind and then you'll be able to understand more things in a better way. So when are we going to learn Nmap? Into the Nmap section, we are going to learn Nmap. Okay, so stop typing, stop staying on computer. Just take a quick 10-minute break, have some water or something. All right, everyone. So is everyone ready to understand the file and permission concept in Linux, which will help you out quite a lot? So let's get started with that. Okay, so let me just open up my Kali once again. Yes, there's definitely a video of Linux command on my YouTube channel, but that is in Hindi. So which is why I'm teaching everything all again. And yes, resources, I have a lot of resources back to back. A lot of resources I have created in my like last experience of like last 5 years. But I was always teaching everyone online. I was, taking a lot of offline boot camps, and I was visiting a lot of colleges out there. But later on after the pandemic, we all came up online, which is why I'm right here again teaching people online. Earlier, I used to deliver such workshops offline. So that was also a fun-loving workshops that I used to deliver. But anyways, so let's get started with the file permission of Linux. So before we get started with the with the permission of Linux, I would like to give you a quick information about the methodology. I think it's better online as more people are benefited. Yes, more people are benefited in to the online mode. And second thing is that we have the students from like Australia, New Zealand. We have a lot of overseas students right here, and they are able to attend this session, which is like a good for them as well. Okay, so now you have three groups into the Linux that sets up your file permissions, or you can say the folder permissions. Can you please tell me about all of these three groups? Give me a quick response. Do you know about the groups in Linux? Owner group? Others? No idea. Who else? User group, other. Okay. Anybody else would like to give it a try? Owner, group, others. Owner, users, guests. User, owner, other, group. Owner, group, other, user, other, owner, viewer. Okay, so I'll tell you, there is the first one is admin, or you can say it could be like owner, right? And there is other group, like let's say, what could be the other group? It could be the users. Users can make a group, of course, but yes, you can say it could be like users. And the last one could be public, right? So these are the three things, and these are the super important three things, because you see, there are some files that should not be made available to the public group, right? So public could be like, suppose if you go ahead and develop some kind of website and all of that. So there you have to take care about the file permission first of all, so that others cannot get the access of those files. So, setting up a right file permission is really important for any field out there. If you will not set the right file permission, then maybe somebody from the public will be able to access that file, or somebody from the users will be able to access that file. Suppose that file is restricted, still, the publicly it is made available. And the reason behind that is that the permission is not set right. So now you have three fundamental methodology by which these things are running into the Linux about the permission. What do you think the R here stands for? Read, write. That's the right answer. In terminal, go to the file, then you can customize. Okay. Okay. Read, write, read. Why? R stands for read. Then why write? Read, write, execute. Yes. Fine. So R here stands for read. And then you have W here stands for write, and then you have X here that stands for executable. Okay, so if you want to execute anything, which means if you want a user just to read it, like you share a folder or maybe a file into your Google Drive, then also you you go ahead and give some permissions over there. So you must have seen that you are sometimes giving only the read permission. Sometimes you are also allowing them to modify it and to bring the changes, which means you can write to that file. And the final one is that you can execute that file anywhere, right? So these are the three main permissions that are holding as a branch for all the groups right here, that is admin, user, and public, right? I hope this much of concept is understood by everyone. So now you have the keyword for all of these things. So what do you think is the keyword? Because yeah, some people say that chmod a plus x, chmod a plus x. Now, this is something that you should not use, right? Because when you give this command, then what happens is that suppose you are giving executable command, then it is going up to the admin. That's okay. But some people give it like plus x, or some people give it like plus xw, or somewhat like r as well. You can give any of them. But when you go ahead with plus x sign or these kind of commands, then what happens that it goes to all of these groups, just not the individual one, right? But what if you want to give it to the individual one? Then you're gonna have to put up some maths over here, and you have the number representation in Linux in order to give these kind of read, write, and executable permission over there, right? So you have number for read as well. So what is the number for read? Can anybody tell me? 777? No, 777 is something like everybody is giving on the go, but they don't know what 77 is, right? So what is the number for read? 4? No, I don't think so. Read, it's 1. 0? No, not at all. 0 is not the right answer. Rajkamal says 7, not at all. So yes, read, for read we go for 1. Read for 4. Yes, I think yes, you guys were right. It wasn't 1. I forgot, by mistake, I wrote it wrong. What do you think? Read is for 4, or what do you think? I'm getting a lot of responses and they are all jumbled up, which is why I'm enjoying it. What do you think it's the right one? 4 or 1? Or is it 4? 1? Read is 4 for sure. Okay, yes, I'll tell you the right answer. So the right answer is 4, right? So it is not 1, because I'm writing it for the first, so that doesn't mean it is standing for 1. It is standing for 4. Okay, then you have write. Write is standing here for 2, and then you have execute. Then execute here is standing for 1. Now there is no fixed concept behind this. You gotta have to cramp it out. You gotta have to learn this, that read is for 4 and write is for 2, and then you have execute for 1, right? But the interesting part is when we go ahead and we we do the sum of all the numbers, that 4 plus 2 plus 1, what it becomes? It becomes 7. Like a lot of people were continuously saying 777, 777. I see a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people writing this up, 777. So you need to understand that you should not give the 777 all the time, because the meaning of 7 is you are giving all the permission to them. Like you are giving like read permission as well, you are giving write permission as well, then you give the execute permission as well. So this is not right, right? So suppose if I tell you that I want to give only the read and write permission to the admin, so what do you think? How will I write that? I just want to give the read and write permission to the admin only. How will I write that? 6, right? So this is an example that I'm taking here in order to make you understand that I just want to give read and write permission to admin. So this will come up like 6. Okay. And then what if I go ahead and if I tell that I just want to give the permission to the users of write and execute? What will I write here? Okay, write and execute 3, correct. So 3 is what I'm going to write here. And then if I say public, for the public people, I want to give all the permission, read, write, executable, though this is a very bad methodology. You should not do that. So for everyone, yes, I'm getting the right answer. That is 7. Now I want to convert this into a command, right? So into the command, I want to go with this methodology that I want to give just the read and write permission to the admin. To the users, I only want to give the write and execute permission. And to the public, I want to give all the permission. So how will I write it down in a command? Just give me a quick response. Chmod 637. Yes. So how does it become 637? Now you got the logic how it becomes 637, right? So I'm going to write here as chmod 637, right? And this is how you give the permission. And then what after that? Yes, this final number is called as the decimals. Very good example given by Sohail. Okay, and then the file name, right? So yes, 3 is here for the second group, Shashank, because I asked that I just want to give the write and executable permission to the users. So the sum of write and executable permission is 3. I wanted to give all the permission to the public users, which is why I wanted to do the sum of 4 plus 2 plus 1. That becomes 7. So my final decimal here is 637, right? So I just gave the permission to some file as 637. Now, this was just an example with your own mindset and with your own methodology. You're going to go ahead and give the permission according to your wish. What if you don't want to give any permission to public? You go ahead and then you put the 0 in there. And without permission, you cannot even paste a file. So you'll have to give something. Okay, so chmod 637, and after that, you'll have to write the file name. Now, this was all about giving the permissions. But what if I want to know the permission? Like, what if I want to know the existing permission of that file into the command line? What will be the command for that? Like, suppose I have some file on my desktop. Like these files are here. Let me just go ahead. I'm gonna type for CD desktop. I'm gonna hit tab. Now this is one more thing that I wanted to tell you to all the beginners, that if I want to go onto the desktop, suppose right now I was just talking about that I want to change the permission of this CSRF text file, of maybe this JPEG file. So how it is going to be, how am I going to do that is, first of all, I need to go, or you can say I need to navigate to my desktop, right? So first of all, I'm going to write here as CD to go onto the directory of desktop. So when I write here DES, I hit tab, and then the auto completion of the Linux will help me out to write rest of the command, right? So it's quite easy out there. So I'm going to hit enter, and now you can see that I am inside the directory of desktop. Okay, so I can see some commands right here in order to receive the permission of my JPEG files, right? So ls-l is what I prefer usually. ls-ls is also what you can do, but I prefer ls-l for sure. So first of all, I'm going to hit ls, like we usually check as a beginner, that what are the files that are available here. So when I write ls in here, see all the files are listed right here, right? And then if I go ahead and if I change the permission of, like, let's say this JPEG file, but first of all, I need to know the permission of this JPEG file. So I'm going to go with ls-l, and okay, by mistake, I just hit enter after ls-l without writing the name of that file, which is why he has listed the permission of all the files that are there onto the directory of my desktop. So if we go ahead and find this out, then you can see that 9381037 has, okay. Now tell me, looking at this, that which group has which permission? Can you tell me that? Give me a quick response. Which group has which permission in this 9381037.jpg? I can see RWRR. Admin has read and write. Yes. Admin has read and write. User has only read, and the public only has read as well. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and make some changes, right? So in order to make the changes, I'll bring up my cheat sheet and we'll follow the example. So I just wanted to give the permission of read and write to my admin, but I also wanted to give the write and executable permission to the users. That means Rx is what should be there in between. And then in the end, I just wanted to give all the permission. So I just need to change the permission of this. If you individually want to know the permission of that file only, not all the files that are listed into the directory, then you just have to name the file, that is ls-l, to know the permissions, and then you'll have to write down the name, that is 938, and then I'm gonna take the help of tab. It has auto detected and auto completed, and I'm going to hit enter. Now you see you're only able to see the permission of this individual file. All right, so now we are going to change the permissions, right? So what I told you, that chmod is the command that is used to change the permission of file. And then I'm gonna write 637 and then the name of that file, right? So I'm gonna write here as chmod, and then I am going to write 637. You get the more dependency when you go ahead and you start writing the number for the individual groups, because when you'll go with R, W, R, X, it gets a little confusing for everyone. So which is why I prefer giving the permissions with the help of number methodology that is defined by Linux. Okay, then after the chmod 637, what I wanted to do, I wanted to write the name of that file. So when I'm gonna go here as 9381037.jpg, right? So I'm going to hit enter. So now you can see you're feeling like nothing has happened, but the permission has changed, right? Yes, that's the right response, Anand. Okay, so now let me go ahead and again check the permission of file of which I have just now changed. So I'm going to write here as ls-l, and then I'm going to write the name of that file, and I'm going to hit enter. Now earlier this was the permission, right? Now you can see that it has changed. So the first group has got read write, and then the second group has got write and executable, and then the last group has all the permission, that is read write executable, right? When we use chmod plus x file name for making a file executable, then we are using chmod 777. When you want to give all the permission to a file, then you give 777 or plus x. I don't use plus x, plus r, or plus w, because when you do that, the file permission goes to all the three group users, right? We want to give the permission to only one individual user, then it won't happen. It affects all the users at a time. So which is why we don't use that. Yeah, but you can also use that method. That is not hard and fast. That is also working. But if you want to give it professionally, if you want to give go with a much more higher level of control that you want to take over all the groups, then you use the numbers. But it is into my habit. I find it easy once I start using it. All right, so anything else that you want to ask about Linux? Feel free to ask. Else we'll proceed further with the demonstration of burp soup. By default, what is the value for file? I guess I'm going to show you the demonstration of that because in order to make a new file, you go with, okay, I'm not going to write the complete command. Just quickly tell me how to create a new file in Linux. I'm going to clear it up now. Touch file name. Okay, I just wrote that. Some of you people might have observed. Okay, so I'm on desktop. I'm going to write touch command, or yes, you can write get it to. And with the touch command, let me just give a file as demo.txt. I hit enter, and then now you can see that I have just now got this file named as demo.txt. So by default, we are getting these permissions. By default, you are getting read write to the admin, and then just the read permission for the rest of the two groups. That's what you're getting. Nano. So basically, Nano is a text editor in which you open these kind of text files inside your terminal. So it is the text editor for the terminal. This is what Nano is. And everything is written here into the Linux very carefully. Like you want to exit, go with Control X. This angular sign is defining the control, right? So make sure you hit Control when you see this sign over here. This angular sign is what I'm talking about. And then X, or the command, whatever you write out, you want to read the file, you want to cut, copy, paste, you want to execute something, justify, location, go to line, XYZ thing. So go ahead, and I'm going to get out of this Nano editor, which is why I'm going to press Control plus X. So I'm out of this now. Yes, this means control. Okay, there is something which is predefined in some hidden files. Maybe it was .bash rc. Yes. Timestamp changes after the permission changes. No, timestamp doesn't changes when you change the permission, but your logs are created. Nano or Vim, which is better? I believe Vim is good one. Vim is latest one, that's why it is better. But old school people are definitely using Nano till now. And both of them are same. You can use any of them. Leafpad are same for work. Yes, all of them are same. That's just a text editor, barely, nothing much. Emacs, Nano, Vim, get it. Yes, I would like to go for Nano. Get it is good too. I mean, I just use any one of them when I try to use them, because it should take out my work. That's it. That's what I concentrate. By default, it is 644. Yes, that's right. By default, it is 644. Okay, so let's get started with the burp suite, because in order to install the burp suite, there are some trick over there. Vim, no, Vim is not tough too. It is it has more functions, in fact. So Vim is not at all tough. So I hope this concept is clear to all of you. Do you have any doubt with the Linux fundamentals? If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Why sudo command is not required to do chmod? Can any user do chmod? See, if the files are there into your root directory and these kind of directories, then it won't allow you to change these files. But once you're creating these files with the new user, then definitely you can go ahead and change the direction and change their permissions. Sudo command is not required. But if you have anything at all into your system related files, the architecture that I've shown you earlier in this class, then it will be required to put sudo before that. But why am I not doing it? I should go for sudo -i, and this is the first thing that I do when I go ahead and open up my terminal in here. Once done with the cheat sheet, then I'll be having a query. Feel free to do that. And feel free to put up your queries as well, since we have our WhatsApp group as well now. So I hope you'll be enjoying these sessions more, because whenever you'll feel like stuck, you have the army of a lot of people to solve your doubts. So I'm really happy that you'll be meeting a lot of students in here. You'll be meeting a lot of work professionals in here into a WhatsApp group. So do a good networking, help each other out, and that's how you grow, right? So now you are also getting a chance to do a good networking with each other. So make sure you do that too. Difference between sudo versus admin user public. Sudo is just for root. Sudo represents the root. That's all you need to understand. Admin user public, they are the groups for a file permission. Sudo is just like doing something on behalf of. Exactly. Sudo is the root user. Yes. Okay, so now it's the high time that we start jumping on burp suit. All right. Oh wow, we have just now got the resource sheet onto the WhatsApp group, but that's really good. Getting a lot of things in here. Okay. So let's get started with this into the burp suit. So first of all, you need to understand what exactly the burp suit is. What are we doing with burp suit? Why do we need burp suit? And why people are praising it quite a lot? You need to just figure that out first of all. To capture a request, basically. Yes. So I've shown you a lot of requests yesterday. If you still remember, there were a lot of verbs, a lot of methodologies were there, like a lot of verbos were there, a lot of status requests were there as well. So what I need to do in here is that, first of all, I need to make you understand that how to, okay, so how to get started with that. So first of all, what you need to do, that you need to understand that what exactly the proxy is. Have you gone through my video on proxy? It is a very good detailed session, in fact, onto the proxy. So again, I would like to recommend them. And so the people who haven't yet watched it, it could be a very good resource for you. And it is one of the most detailed video that you will find all over the internet related to proxy, because all the people are saying, when you say what is proxy, the people are saying that it is a middleman and that's it, their video is just done. But mine video is like it's a little lengthy one, in which you will also understand the corporate aspects of proxy. Proxy is just not about like 2-3, okay, yeah, here it is. So in a 36-minute session, I have made people understand that what exactly the proxy is. It is definitely not that small. So make sure you go ahead and go through this video. And burpsuit is also a proxy, you can say, which is why I'm trying to tell you people to go through this video of what is proxy. Yes, Rupesh, it was a lot of proxies over there that I've mentioned to all of them, so that people can really understand that there are just not 2-3 kind of proxies. There are n number of proxies if you will try to help them out. Okay, so what happens when you go ahead and try for the proxies? So first of all, you need to understand that you have a browser, right? So then this browser is trying to send the request to the DNS, and then it DNS. What is the use of DNS? DNS is domain name server. It is helping them, helping the domains to resolve their name servers, which is basically like converting their URL into the IP addresses, because machines can understand the IP addresses. They cannot understand google.com, right? So they are basically changing the IP addresses right there. So what I'm going to do is that into the browser, you go ahead and you send the request, right? And then the request is being sent to the server, right? And then when the request is being sent to the server, you get the response back. But what happens, like then you go ahead and send this request, it is being captured by a third party, or that is, okay, it is being captured by a proxy, you can say. So into a simple words, if I say what proxy is the middleman that will help you to take the control of your request, in which you can basically modify the request, in which basically you can make your request to perform certain tasks, there are two-way proxies. Even the server can also put the proxies. That is called as a reverse proxy. So once you will understand that what proxy is, you will be able to crack that out. I'm seeing your notepad, firewall in between, IP to web address, domain to IP. Yes, I'm just making things easier for you to understand, because we need to jump onto the concept of like the burp suite. So browser and then the proxy and then the server is right here. So what is proxy doing? Proxy is the middleman that is intercepting your request, right? So have you heard about the localhost? Something like 127.0.0.1. Right. So this is where we are about to configure our burp suite. So this is explain please, just heard. Okay. So this is the localhost IP address, right? So this IP address is already there inside your system. You need not to worry about that. When you will explore your C drive and these kind of different drives, then this is a loopback IP. Where you can configure a lot of things right there. A lot of people are hosting their servers on localhost. Likewise, we are hosting this tool on our localhost that is called as burp suite, right? So what happens with this proxy? In this proxy, we are going to configure our burp suite. So proxy is basically the middleman, right? So when you go into the colleges, you say that, hey, can you take the proxy for me, right? So then your friends goes into your LT and into the lecture theater. He's shouting like, hey, present ma'am. Like for example, the Samir says, Samir is not there into the class as well, but the Rahul says, Samir is present ma'am. Understand? So the Rahul is acting as a proxy here, right? He's doing the job of Samir, right? So this is what the proxy is. You take somebody else's help to do your job, right? So this is acting as a proxy in order to configure the present here, right? Exactly, Rohit. So proxy is similar to load balancer? Not at all. Into the load balancer is done into the reverse proxy. That is a very different topic out there. But into the simple proxy, you don't go for the load balancer as well. Similar to mask in IP. Some people might get an idea like VPN. Yes. Proxy can be cache server. Yes, proxy can be configured by any way. Whatever you want, you can configure that way. You can use proxy as any way, basically. So now what is happening that when you are sending a request from your browser to the server, then in between that pathway, it is being intercepted by the burp suite, you can say, right? And then also there is one more thing that is very important, that we are configuring this burp suite on 127.0.0.1. Now, there is one more thing you need to understand, that this IP is now acting as a burp suite that we are about to configure in some time from now. But you can see that this is the joining bridge, right? This proxy, this 127.0.0.1 is the joining bridge between browser and burp suite. Because whenever you're doing something on browser, how will our burp suite get to know about it? But when we will say our browser that, hey, first of all, you have to send our requests and connections and responses to 127.0.0.1. So before going to internet, we have kept a proxy, or you can say we have configured a proxy. And this 127.0.0.1 is the joining bridge of your browser to your burp suite, right? So this was a quick concept of burp suite. You have understood it theoretically, what burp suite does? Just give me a quick response. Right. So I can see a lot of yes right here. All right. So I think we should proceed further from here. So now you need to concentrate here. I'm just minimizing this concept. So I'm just opening up my burp suite. And this is the community edition that we are working on. Later on, I'll tell you how to figure out and get your hands on to the paid version as well, but not right now. Okay, GRE appears to be version and burp is no. Okay, that's okay. Just run my burp suit. That's all I want. Okay. So you have this burp suit right here, and you can also update your community edition. There is no harm for that. And then you have the browser in here. Now you need to attach your browser to your burp suit with the help of 127.0.0.1, right? So what I am going to do, the first thing is that I'm going to go into the options, and then I'm going to go into the preferences. Right? What do I need to do next in here? Can anybody tell me that? I'm going to zoom out a little bit, but I guess I'll have to change the view first of all. I'll go with the scaled mode so that I can actually see what is happening around. Install certificate, not right now. Let me first join them up. Okay, so what do I need to do now? Just give me a quick response. Firstly, like I told you that I wanted to configure my 127.0.1 that is called as a proxy. So where do I find the proxy? No, I'm not looking to add an extension right now. Preferences is right here opened up in front of you. What after this? Proxy. So when you don't find anything, you have an option onto the top right which says find. That is going to do the job for us. Into the proxy, you see there are network settings. When I write proxy, you see the network settings in here. You go into the settings, and whenever you want to use, like right now, it must be like auto detect or no proxy. But right now we are going to go with the manual proxy configurations since we want to attach our burp suit to our 127.0.0.1, right? So right now it must be blank for you people. What you need to do, I'm just going to repeat all the steps once again so that you can watch them very carefully. You go into this options, you go to the preferences, and then you go ahead and click on proxy, or you can say network settings. I'm going to go into the settings. I'm going to click on manual, and then I'm going to write here as 127.0.0.1. And now here comes the port, right? So we all know that port 8080, this is where we are hosting a lot of our networks, and most of the servers and these kind of things are, hosted onto the port 8080. And this is also a free port. So which is why we are going to use the port number 8080. Okay, so this is how you configure your browser for burp suit. First step. And then I'm going to click on OK, right? And now my browser part is done. My browser is looking to hear a connection from 127.0.0.1. But let's go ahead and try our burp suit as well. Let's start our burp suit. So my burp suit will be, no, socks version doesn't matters. Let's wait for a while till it is starting the project, asking us to wait. Hopefully it should be here in front of our eye within a few seconds. I guess I'm starting this from quite a lot after a lot of time. So which is why it is taking quite a while. Yes, it is pre-installed inside your Kali Linux. You don't need to install it. Okay, now you can see that our burp suit is right here. Okay, so now we have done the configuration of proxy there. We will do the same thing in this tab that is called as proxy. Go to the proxy and then go to the options. Now you will see that you already have this tick mark without even doing anything. It is already there on 127.0.0.1 port number 8080, which means that your browser will send the request on proxy, which will be intercepted by our burp suite. Interception means to grab something in between. That's called as interception, right? So now, like I told you what exactly the interception is, which means all my requests will be intercepted into the burp suite tool. Now, which comes to the another fact that if I want to see the intercepted request, then I'll go on to which module that is called as intercept, right? So when I go on to this intercept, I'm already getting some, requests right in here, right? So you can see that, I was telling you about the get request and these kind of requests, right? So this is a get request. So that's how the requests are taken from one place to another. And then you can see that it is a V1, bucket. It is also showing us the source V1 bucket. So into this first line, this is nothing more. This is just a URL. It must be right here. Okay, so it's right here. Exactly. So let's go ahead and try to open up any HTTP website, because right now, if I'll go ahead and do the google.com, then it won't intercept the request for google.com. Like, it is intercepting the request, which means I have already installed the CS certificate. But I'll teach you how to intercept the request of HTTPS. Right now it is unable to connect internet on my Kali. I told you guys to configure that yesterday only. I spent a lot of time in helping you out with that. Just try with the right network settings, or into the emergency basis, you can try the net settings as well. It will go there into the like emergency basis, internet will work that way. But later on, configure the right bridged connection. The internet will work onto the net as well. Okay, so now you can see that you have the get request. Now you'll be, everything will eventually able to make sense to you. Let me just drop the request, or let me just turn off the interception. So you can see head, wed, everything is right here. So I'm going to turn off the interception for a while, because I wanted to intercept a very good request in here, so that you can actually see a very good demonstration right here. So how about if we try to intercept the request of, let's say, no thanks. Okay, even the no thanks requests are coming up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore the website of EA Sports. So something that I hate about EA Sports is that it has stopped releasing the FIFA. And FIFA is something that I used to play quite a lot into my office. Okay, so whenever I try to go on www.ea.com, so this is the button for interception. When you want to intercept the request, you turn on this button and then you click on that link. So that request will be intercepted, else your internet will work normally. So this, the complete speed is, the complete name of this button is interception on or off. This is what you must be seeing in front of your screens. So when I click on interception on, and which means now it will be taking all the requests into the burp suite, since I have turned on the interception. I'm going to click on EA Sports, and now you can see that the whole request, I mean the first major request that was made by our browser is right here. Till the time I am not forwarding this packet, my browser won't move. Can you notice right now, when I will just keep on sending the packets forward, then it will make a complete connection, and then the website will be served to you over the browser. Until and unless it will stay freeze like this only. You can keep this freeze forever. So now you can see that it is a post request, right? And you can see the host is www.google.com, which means that I must have searched something. So this was the packet sent by Google, first of all, which is why it is saying that www.google.com, because I have searched from there, right? So it is going to share the analytics to the EA that this is how much traffic you are getting from Google. Sir, it is showing, sir, Bob, what is the default port number for proxy 8080? Sir, it is showing server not found. Where it is showing server not found? So right now, yes, it must be showing server not found right now, because you are not able to intercept the request of HTTPS. There is a very neat trick behind that. We will be talking about that too. But let me just first of all complete the yesterday's module, in which I was telling you that I'm going to show you the demonstration that how you actually try to go ahead and see the post requests and these kind of requests right here. So you can see that first of all, it is defining me that it is a post request, and then you have a lot of APIs and a lot of things hosting up here. You can see the current host is www.google.com right now. Don't worry if your requests are not getting intercepted. This is what I'm seeing into the chat section. Just wait for a while. Just let us just complete yesterday's theoretical topic of web fundamental, and then I'll teach you that how to intercept the packets as well. Don't worry about that. Okay, so yeah, sir, you can just check out this demonstration again into the recorded lecture. No worries. Okay, then you can see HTTP is going to be here. It is always going to see HTTP, because earlier the burp suite was not meant to capture the packets of HTTPS since they were encrypted. But later on, they have figured out a technology that is called as a CA certificate that we'll be configuring in some time of now. That will help you to capture the packet of HTTPS. 1.1, this is informational. Like, this is an informational packet from Google that, hey, this user has searched EA Sports on my Google platform, and this is how the Google is giving the information to EA Sports with the help of 1.1. So this is the status request that I was talking about. And then you have the host. That means here comes the section in which you see that this packet is generated from where. Like I was telling you, these are basically the head requests. You'll see the headers. All of these requests are the head requests. So into the headers, you are also going to see the same permissions. The host is www.google.com. User agent is Mozilla 5.0, and I'm using Linux operating system. This is also defined inside this request. So I told you everything is defined, even your operating system, even your browser, and everything is defined into the request out there. And it has also accepted it. The language in which it is being displayed is US. Encoding, the encoding, there are a lot of URL encoding out there, but right now it is going with gzip. And referrer, like you can see, it's referrer is listed here. That is good, www.google.com. Like I told you that it's the referrer right here. And then you have the connection that is closed, and then you have this cookie. So basically you have all of this cookie right in here that was created while I was sending this request. The content length is 0. So this is all what is defined here as well. Content length is 0. The cookie, this is the cookie part, the raw cookie part. Interesting thing about burp suite is that I can even edit these cookies. Like I can write pretty much more right here according to my wish. But right now we are going to forward this packet. Like I told you that my web page will stay freezed till the time I won't forward these requests. Now I hope these random numbers must be making a lot more sense to you, that what is actually inside the request, what is post and what is status codes, which is why I was telling you that if you won't clear up your fundamentals, then you won't be able to understand everything. So I'm pretty sure that it must be looking to you a worthwhile spending some time onto the fundamental. And the very interesting and a funny part is that sometimes you will notice that it was happening on RSRTC and a lot of websites. On a lot of websites, it was happening that, people were able to bypass the payment gateway bypass. Why? Because they were intercepting the request in this burp suite, and that amount was written in a plain text since they didn't have any kind of SSL and these kind of things installed. So their amount was written in a plain text in this request. So people were just editing that request. People were just editing the amount in that request, and they were able to bypass the payment gateway bypass. So this was a very quick thing that I was telling you. So when you can see that my page is still freezed here, right? So when I will forward this request to the server, so I forwarded this, I've got this request again. So likewise, you will see a lot of requests right here. Now, this is the request from the host of this request is www.ea.com. Right now, I'm just teaching you that how you can just intercept the request. What is cookie? Cookie is a unique identity for you. Sir, can you explain it once again? Smriti, can you please tell me the which point you want me to explain again? Cookie is actually a random number, you can say, that is used to give the identification to your session, basically. So when I forward this request, then I've got one more request forward. Now, can you see that this much of requests are being sent to the server from your browser, you can say. So you forward it again. And it is super happening. Just analyzing the request is also super happening. So sometimes it looks great. I sometimes keep on analyzing these kind of requests, and I find a lot of flaws in here. And God knows what not happens in the server side. Yes, now we can see what is the actual thing that we are sending to the server. Now, we were all unaware about the type of clicks we were doing onto the internet and the things that we were doing onto the internet. And now you are able to see them into the text form practically about the things that are happening on internet, because this is just a beginning, and this is also a fundamental. You haven't yet started throwing some attacks into these requests, which is going to be super happening. But anyways, so this was all about the request and to the web fundamentals. You can see that the params is parameter right here. Okay, right now there is no request here to show the params. Okay, so now suppose if I want to just generate the request for this login, right? So I don't want any other request, right? Okay, so let's take few questions. You can ask few questions, and then I'm going to teach you that how to just intercept the request of any individual functionality, not the complete website, any individual functionality, right? So let's take few questions. Ayush says, is that the IP address of the site which we are accessing, which is written above the action button? Yes, definitely. And sir, after IP configuration, after IP configuration, you don't need to do anything. Your burp suite will automatically capture the request, but it won't capture now. Since I was just showing you the practical, I'm still about to show you that how it will capture the request. And also I'm just going to send you a very good resource by the burp suite people only, in which you have the steps, step by step, you have everything over there on how to configure the burp suite. So I can send you the steps again, Smriti. I guess that's what your name was. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Okay, anyways, so I'm just going to give you the steps. Give me a second. I guess it was released by Portsugar people, right? So burp suite Firefox. Okay, so this is the first. Make sure somebody send these things and these resources. We can, I sometimes remember these are not the study materials. I sometimes remember that, yes, something like this is existing, and I send them instantly over the chat. So, you keep a good care of them, and you just keep them somewhere. And after this, you also have the steps to show the CA certificate. Right, so now you just need not to take any worry about what is happening around and how these things are happening. You just need to see the practical here and into your free time, because today is Sunday. You have next 6-7 days in order to understand this. So you go ahead and just see the recordings on how I have done it and how these steps are recommending you to do it. Still, if you face any problem, then now we have the WhatsApp group as well. So you don't need to worry about it at all anywhere. Burp suite is getting crashed. This crashing problem keeps come up again and again, but yes, open it up again. There is no issue for there is no solution for getting it crashed. Can we add all of this link in group discussion? Yes, somebody please send that. AA internal browser is the Chromium browser. There's nothing better or worse. It's just pre-configured browser. Yeah, maybe, but I still prefer the Firefox anyway. So I'm getting software is preventing Firefox from safety connection. Yes, this is the error that you will get, Akash, if you won't configure the CA certificate. Right now, the next thing that we are about to do in this session is configuring the CA certificate. Please, sir, explain the IP configuration in Firefox for burp. Okay, I'm going to give you an easy way since I told you the harder way. That's how I teach. You know, you do it the hard way, and then the easy way will look like a productivity to you. So I'm going to give you this new extension that is called as proxy switcher that will help you out. You can find that into the add-ons. Okay, it is disabled right now. I used to use that, but yes, I do remember because of my problem related to the view problem. I haven't yet configured it for the full screen. Maybe I'll do that tonight, which is why I'm not using the proxy switcher. But proxy switcher is an add-on which will help you to instantly change your IP address. But I'm going to show you the demonstration once again, since a lot of people are saying that. So I'm going, yes, you can also use the Foxy proxy. So first of all, the first step, the very first step, look at here very carefully for the last time I'm giving you the demonstration of this. So yeah, I'm going to open up the new tab, all fresh tab for you. First of all, you need to go into the preferences. That is here under these three lines defines the options in any tool. That is menu, or you can say some people also call it as a hamburger. So here you need to go into the preferences. Into the preferences, you are going to configure your network, or you can say proxy. So you can write anything into the into this find section saying network settings, or you can directly write proxy as well. You'll see the result of network settings. Now you need to click on settings, right? Into the settings, you need to go into the manual proxy configuration, right? And then into the manual proxy configuration, you need to set this up on 127.0.1, and into the port, you need to write here as port 8080. So this is 8080 because of the view, it is not showing up. I guess I'm going to, okay. So this must be visible bar now. So this is for what you need to do. Preference can't see, all options are there except preference. Oh, how is that possible? In every Firefox browser, you have the option of preferences. Maybe try installing a Linux version of Firefox. Apart from that, what is this SOC? This is a SOCS, socket secure basically. So this is a different kind of proxy, socket secure. So when you'll read my video on what is proxy, you'll be able to understand that what exactly the SOCS is. It's named as setting. Yes, you can click on setting as well. This might help. In new update, there is no preference. It must be settings. That's okay. In setting, we will go to that option. Yes, in settings, search for network settings, and inside the network settings, you just need to click on just settings, network settings, and you will see this popping up. Right? I hope this is done by now by everyone. These settings are done right here. Into the burp suite, you don't need to do any setting at all. Into the proxy tab, when you'll go into the option, you just have this automatically done for you, right? I hope it is clear to everyone by now. How to find burp suite? How to find burp suite? Burp suite is there into your dock, Linux dock. By default, it is there. Yes, I will update my burp later on. Okay. So let's proceed further. Now the main part, the first resource that I gave you is about this, making this connection of burp suite. The second step is configuring the SSL certificate. Could be a little tricky for you. Now keep a very good attention over here, because if you won't configure your SSL certificate, now there are few certificates, because SSL certificate is what you configure when yesterday, or maybe into my last to last class, I told you that how people are configuring SSL certificates to get their proxies shifted from HTTP to HTTPS, right? So in order to intercept the HTTPS request, you have to install the CA certificate, right? So in order to get the CA certificate, it is quite easy. You need to go on to the intercept. You need to turn on the interception. Make sure when it is gray, the interception is on. When it is off, interception is off, right? So when it is dark gray, the interception is on, right? So when you click on interception, so after clicking on interception, you need to open a new tab, and then you need to just write here as http:// That's what you need to write. Make sure the interception is on, everything is on, and you just need to write http:// Make sure you don't forget to write http:// Otherwise you won't get the CA certificate. It will take you to some Google or somewhat like that. So make sure you don't do that. And when I hit enter, you will see there is a local page that was already there. You don't need to download it from internet. You just need to turn on the interception, and into your browser that is already been connected to your burp suite now, you will see this page opening up, and here you will find this CA certificate. You simply need on this CA certificate, and then it will make you to download this file that says cacert.der. Okay, so when you click on save, then you can see that it is now successfully downloaded. What is CA certificate? So CA certificate is, by the help of CA certificate, you will be able to capture the request from HTTPS websites. Else, you won't be able to capture any request from HTTPS website inside the burp suite. So this is a limitation of burp suite, and this is, you can say, like a jugaad of burp suite, or maybe the alternative way in order to capture the HTTPS request. If DER is, I'm not sure about the full form, but I guess it's the extension for the certificate in for this, like you say Mozilla Firefox. All the certificates are there into .der extension. So basically DER is the extension of this certificate. Okay, so now we have successfully downloaded this certificate. All we need to do is that we need to import the certificate, which is quite easy. Quickly, I'm going to uninstall my previous certificate so that you can see actually that how to install the CA certificate. So I'm going to put the interception on, and I'm going to uninstall my previous one. So give me a minute, and then I'll tell you that how to import that for scratch. So don't concentrate here much. View certificates. So there are a lot of certificates here. Must be here, like port figure. Yes, this is the CA certificate. I'm just going to delete it for a while so that I can give you the demonstration. Okay. Okay, so back to Pavilion. I hope everybody must have downloaded the certificate by now. You can update the burp suite by going into the update section. That's not a very, it's a very easy question to ask, by the way. But yeah, so into the open menu, you are again, I'm pretty sure you must have downloaded it. Turn the interception on, and then just simply write http:// and then you'll be able to see this page right in front of you people. And now you need to go into the preferences again. Maybe it must be there as a setting into your Firefoxes. So you just need to click on preferences, right? Here into the preference, again, you're going to find something which says certificate, right? So when you'll write cert, you'll see that you have a lot of certificates right here. Since I have, uninstalled my certificate, and look at here, if I try to intercept the request of EA Sports, let's see if it is going to intercept that. It is catching that. I guess I'll have to, restart the, my burp suite or maybe browser to bring the changes. But anyways, I just wanted to show you the demonstration. Okay, so where were we? Here were we. Okay, so I hope everybody must have searched certificates. Now, there is a very important part that you need to understand here, that you need to click on view certificates, and I guess there must be a pop-up somewhere. Okay, yes, here it is. So here is the option for all the certificates that are already existing into your Firefox browser. We are going to add another one, or you can say we are going to import one. Now here into the import, when you'll click on import, you can see that you have this CA cert that was just now downloaded at, okay, 540. It's 540, very early. Okay, the sessions are passing by very quickly. Anyways, so you're just going to select this CA cert, and I'm going to click on open. Now you can see something like this. This pop-up is super important, because if you won't check mark these two boxes, then still you'll face a problem while intercepting the HTTPS request. I've done this mistake quite a lot of times, and into a lot of batches, people are usually not check marking this, and then they face problem. So that this is why I'm insisting you all to just check mark both of these options if you really want to go ahead and try all of these things right here. If you want to just grab the HTTPS request. So you're just going to click on OK, and then you're going to click OK, and then we are done with this. So we have successfully imported the certificate. After you must have done that, then you'll be able to see that your HTTPS request must be intercepting, and the error that somebody was telling me, the security issues and something like that, must be sorted by now. Everybody has done this? Please just give me a quick response. Are you facing any problem while doing this? Or you need 2-3 minutes more to do this? Burp suit is not working. How is that possible? I mean, how is it is not working? Like, what is it showing, Samir? Telling to update. Yes, I told you yesterday that spend some time and upgrade tonight, but I believe I will do everything after the class. I did already. Issue solved. Is there any doubt? Anything at all? It was downloaded but couldn't find in the settings. Do I need to download again? What you couldn't find in settings? Give me a quick response, Cynthia. Okay, you just, if the download was successfully done, Cynthia, then you just need to go into the preferences and import the certificate. That's it. Okay, after forward 4 or 5 times, it have been open EA Sports, but still asking to forward. Why, sir? Because even after, unknowingly, even after, you are not opening up anything, still you receive a lot of requests in your browser. So it must be showing you those requests. So, it keeps on sending, and, these requests are keep on coming and going again and again. So yeah, this is how it is done. Done, sir. Able to capture the request of HTTPS. Some APIs might not have a proxy is refusing connection. Proxy won't refuse the connections if proxy won't refuse the connections if the CA certificate is properly installed. Already opened. Why need to forward? Sir, what is the difference of community version and pro versions? So there are some features, obviously, that are not available on community version. They are available on to the pro version. For example, creating a custom CSRF POC and these kind of things are there into the paid version only. But yes, into the group, I'll ask Mukesh to give you the other alternative to get that pro version for free of cost. Pratik Banerjee, it might be loading. Yes, okay. I'm trying to download CA certificate. Go ahead and download it, Anant. If you face any problem, then feel free to ask. Okay, so I guess we have successfully configured it. Now you can see, let's try to explore, is CA certificate same for all? Yes, CA certificate is same for all. Okay, now you can see there are a lot of modules in here in burp suit. It looks little scary and bigger and complicated and advancement, but it is not. They are just the different modules, that's it. But let's complete the module of proxy. So now you know what interception is, right? Now you know what option does. WebSocket history is not at all of use. The use comes here for the HTTP history. So now, in order to check a lot of you can also check the responses as well. You just don't check the request. You can also check the responses as well. For example, all of these requests were made while I was teaching you people from the EA. Can you imagine 369 packets? I've just opened only one website, but can you imagine 369 packets were interchanged, right? So can you imagine the amount of requests that you are sending to the server? And that's why you say, some people get a lot of bandwidth bill when they get a lot of post requests, right? So see, you can see it was loading up some image in here. So there is this thing in here, and you can just basically analyze the connections of all the packets in this burp suite, right? So sometimes you go ahead and you intercept the request onto a lot of places where you want to just check out the OTP process, or maybe their payment gateway, maybe their request response, or a number of things that you can think of. It will be good if you are going to do a quick study of that. So for example, if we study this get request, right? So how can we study that? So now you can see that, you can still check the packet. Like you can still see that these were the cookies that were exchanged. Like you can see, like this is the session for the cookie. These were the cookies that were given. You can basically do a lot of things and a lot of research in here. You can see the parameters. Like you can see these were the cookies involved there, and you can see a lot of header files. Like I just now, earlier I just showed you that these are the header files where you get the host, referrers, and these kind of things. And apart from this, we have seen the request, but there is one thing that you haven't seen, that how the server is behaving while exchanging that request. You can check that into the response section. So you request something and you get the response back. What is that response? This is that response that you are getting from the server. It has given the access control, allow to headers, allow the methods, it has allowed the origins, credentials there wasn't any, that's why it has sent to false. And the JavaScript, the content type is JavaScript is right here. This is also what you can see. And this must be a packet of redirection, because it must be redirecting us to some page or something like that, which is why it is throwing us the 304 request here, and 1.1, this was informational. So basically this was a jargon packet. Basically we took any random packet, but in some cases we take the very good packets as well, in which we analyze the main stuff, right? By logging in passwords, and you can analyze almost anything now in your life. You'll be able to think that what is going on behind the scenes. This is a really good eye-opening course. That's what I was telling you. Actually, you'll be able to understand that what is going under the hood, and in order to know what is going under the hood, that is really, really important. And you can create a lot of your own logics, and like I just showed you a few minutes back, that you can even change that request in between before sending it to the server. Before forwarding that packet to the server, you can change that in between, right? So this was the module of proxy, and we can see some questions in here. So okay, so what is there a difference between burp suite and Wireshark? There is a huge difference between burp suite and Wireshark. How? The Wireshark is sending the packets from one place to another. You're doing the study of packets, and into the burp suite, basically you're analyzing the requests made by your browser and the server. You don't see the requests in Wireshark. So that's the difference. Why there is no, I don't know, they must be building it, Varun. I have no clue about it, which is why I just took this action to, just create a WhatsApp group for your better support. That's what I personally like to give, a better support, and never a blind spot to answer your questions. I'm always going to answer your questions, and I'm always going to give you the better support. I have imported the CA certificate, but Google site is still loading, unable to see it. Make sure your interception is on, and network should be bridged. Network doesn't matters in this case. Network only matters when you're trying to communicate some other machines, like when we'll be using nmap and these kind of different technologies. When you want to communicate with some other machines, then it is required to bridge the thing. I was using NAT. Yeah, that's okay if you use net, but if you won't be able to communicate with other machines, then you could face problems in some upcoming attacks. We can find TCP information in Wireshark. Yes, exactly, Madhusai. You just find the information of packets, not the requests. Should we use burp embedded browser? No, you don't need to use that. That doesn't works good in my case, but yeah, you can use that. But yes, I don't prefer using that. I just prefer using Mozilla Firefox only. Should I forward the each packet in burp suite? Yes, you gotta have to forward each packet in burp suite. This can also be seen in developer tools, but can't manipulate. Yes, exactly, you cannot manipulate it. Here you can manipulate, and you can basically check the request response pretty well. You have the history of HTTPS packets, and like this is super good in that way. Sir, I'm using Kali 2020.3. Is that okay? Yeah, till the time you're not facing any problem regarding the tools and upgrades and updates, it's okay. Sir, I have a request for you to update Firefox and Burp. It will help all of us. It will help us for all options like you. Don't mind. That's okay, Prateek. I guess I'm going to do that overnight, since I've been doing quite a lot of shifting related to my research purpose and under the different systems. So that's why I took the old system today. This is not the same system that I've been delivering every day. How to intercept a particular page and whole site, like build section info. You just turn off the interception, and right before clicking on that, you just turn on the interception. Then only that click will be intercepted. Yes, you will see a lot of other packets as well. You'll have to figure out that which one is the build section or the info page packet, looking at the architecture of that packet. We are going to look into that when we'll be learning about the OTP bypass. I haven't yet mentioned that, but in this course we are also looking to read the OTP bypass tricks and some payment gateway tricks as well. Site capture in burp suite. How to install burp suite? How to install burp suite? Burp suite is already there. Else, if you want to install it, then you can go to the official website of burp suite and you can install it over there. You can also install it into your Windows machine. It is going to work in the same way into your Windows machine as well. That's okay. Because sometimes you don't like opening up your Kali Linux every time, because that's why sometimes I do the bug bounty on my Windows as well. I just quickly open up my burp suite and we do this. You said you will ask Hitesh sir regarding burp suite professional. No, I never said that. Madhusai, why will I ask Hitesh sir for burp suite professional? No, I already have that. Community version is enough or need to install pro? Community version is enough. Whatever we are going to read in this course, that is enough for the community version, because there are some things like CSRF POC that is given into the advanced version, but we are going to learn that manually. So you don't need to use that feature. We are going to be good enough in this course that whatever the advanced feature are there into the pro flavor of this burp suite, we are going to learn that manually. That will make more sense, and later on there are ways to install the professional versions as well. So yes, I didn't said I'll ask Hitesh sir, I'll ask Mukesh sir. So I believe you must have misheard about it, because they don't have ESH after their names, Mukesh, Hitesh. So yeah, Mukesh is the one who is looking for the support and everything over there. How to install sudo apt install burp suite? No, you don't need to install burp suite inside your Kali Linux. Why do you need to install Kali Linux, Ganesh? You can install it into your Windows machine, but into the Kali Linux, it is already there. Pre-installed, it is already there. How to clear packets in burp suite? Clear the packets in burp suite? Didn't got your point. Sudo apt install burp suite, because pro is not free. You don't get pro for free, but sometimes you get pro for free if you search about it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure by the end of this class, or maybe into the upcoming 2-3 days, somebody will figure out how to take the way out in order to get your hands on to the pro edition of burp suite. There are a lot of videos on YouTube regarding that. Okay, site not still getting crashed even after upgrade. Can't help it out, Samir. You just have to upgrade. Are you Samir? Have you updated and upgraded your system? Sir, I was able to do today's practical. That's really great, Samir. Already I added for 30 days. That's great. Figured out the pro meta. Section sir, how server knows our IP address if it is not sent in request? Because this is just a request. All of these things are sent into the packets that we'll be learning into the Wireshark. Already installed in Windows machine, need to check how to install Pro in Linux. Okay, you can go ahead. Yes, you just okay on Windows only. I just recommend installing Pro on the Windows machine only, sir, because if you will be doing that trick in order to get your hands on Pro for free, then you'll have to mess with a lot of Java related editions, which is not recommended, which I believe that you should go for that Pro edition into your Windows only. So can you please explain for what all we use burp suite for? Okay, I'm going to take last few sessions, else that's it for today's session. And then we are going to meet on next Saturday with more happening stuff. Okay, so can you please yes, upgrade it. Please make sure you update it as well, Samir. I believe it will be perfectly fine. And I think if you have given a good space to your VBox, then it shouldn't be facing that much of problem. So can you please explain for what all we use burp suite? We use burp suite to analyze the request and to modify, manipulate, or change the concept change the content inside the request. We use burp suite for that. We can also, like I showed you in some time, like we can also easily check the request and response into the burp suite. So this is the thing. Where can I find the resource tab? You can find the resource tab in ineuron.ai, where this course of mine is uploaded pre-recorded. I think torrent will have to. I cannot comment on that. Okay, how to clear event log in burp suite? All the HTTP history. When you will start a new session, it will all be cleared. I'm unable to connect my Kali Linux operating system via Wi-Fi. Why? Just try changing the adapters, net adapters, bridge adapters. So please upload recording accept. Yes, I'll be uploading the recordings by 2-3 hours from now. So maybe the admins at ineuron are uploading it, and they are super fast. Yesterday also they have uploaded it on time. So today also they'll upload it on time. But I'm pretty sure it will take some time to download this session, and then they'll have to upload it in dashboard. So it takes some time to upload it over there, but definitely they are going to upload it. Okay, right click on HTTP history window and then click the clear history. Yeah, maybe. Any shortcut commands to shift between burp tool and browser Kali? I go with Alt Shift Tab in switching any tool like this. So Alt Shift Tab is what I'm using for the switching methodology. Okay. So we are going to keep this session till here only. And into the next section, I hope you must have enjoyed it a little bit today. You actually realize that what are the requests that you are sending over the internet and what are the different things you are doing over the internet. So this was a quick fundamental again. This was nothing related to hacking again. But again, this was a fundamental. We'll keep on clearing such fundamentals again and again. Okay, there are a few more questions. I need to reply all of them. So give me a second. I guess my internet is taking a heavy load because of this. I'm going to power it off. Okay, so let's take the questions of everyone. Okay, so data manipulation in DOM is also a bug. Yes. Burp suite only use in same network. In any network, you can use burp suite. What is the next class topic? Into the next class, I'm going to give you more I'm going to give you the more explanation on burp suite, and then we are going to jump on OSINT maybe, or maybe I'll tell you how to configure the labs first of all, and then we are going to jump on OSINT. So that's what we are going to achieve next week. OSINT and the web pen testing apps. So that's what we are going to do the next month. Okay, so what is the next class topic? I just told you with Ethernet adapter, internet is not working, but Wi-Fi adapter, it's working in Kali. That's great, Peter. You can use that one too. How to copy paste from Windows to Kali? I think we'll have to go into the tools. Give me a second. I'm just gonna drag it up for you. Okay, so if this was a Kali, then you need to go into the settings and into the shared folder. I guess there was one option here in order to copy and paste it, but yes, I'll just send you the resource on how to copy and paste into the cross platform. The clipboard needs to be enabled, I guess. Okay, so get post head, all those concepts are pending to be covered. Pending to be covered, Pratik. We have, I just showed you the practical today of get post and how do they looks like. Yesterday we took the practical session, so I believe they are not pending from my side. You just need to recall them again. Okay, so how many months take time for this course? I believe it will take around 2.5 or 3 months for sure. Can we use Ubuntu and install tools that we're going to use? You can, but I don't recommend that because maybe every day I'm going to use new tools and then you'll have to download that. And here we are going to use that. So it will be a very tedious task for you. So I definitely do not recommend that. So how to perform pen testing in Android apps? You can, there is this thing, Madhu sir, you can also connect this burp suit to your Android apps and mobile phones as well. So you'll be able to see their request as well. So yes, this is one thing. Enjoying, really happy to hear this. Okay, so can we get some assignments so that we can try it on? I'm just still telling people that please update and upgrade your system and just configure your burp suit, and that's it. That's it. And the third assignment that you had today is for the cheat sheet of Linux. These are the 3 assignments that you have to cover up. But keep it easy, into the upcoming days I'm going to give you a hell lot of assignments, so that's okay. Just keep it easy into the starting. All attacks performed through the request manipulation, most of them, yes, but their concepts are different. Some are from the burp suit, some are not done from the burp suit. So yeah, general advanced. So do I need to install Wi-Fi drivers in Kali? No, you don't need to install the Wi-Fi drivers in Kali once you are doing the network settings fine. Okay, please share that PPT. Yes, definitely. I'll share that PPT right after the session to my team, and in some hours, they'll just upload this session into your dashboard. But I hope you must have enjoyed today's session. And, we are going with a very slow speed. That's what just Abhishek mentioned right now. Slowly, we'll go because there are some freshers in here as well. And we are going to take everything from scratch, and all the students are equal for me. Some are advanced, some already knows about these stuff, but that's okay. We are going to take everything from scratch here. So that's it for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'll catch you again the next Saturday. Until the time, I'm connected with you all onto my WhatsApp. And also I'm working on giving up a very good video on what is CTF. So I'll be sharing that over my WhatsApp group. So that's it for today. I'll see you again. Bye-bye and have a great weekend ahead.